let's just skip to it. I'm going to take you straight to the walk round of this bike.
Very windy today, so the tripod is getting a battering. This is the Royal Enfield Meteor. What do you think? I like it. I prefer it in blue, if I'm brutally honest. Blue one's a special edition. That one does come with slightly different seats. It's also got the backrest for the passenger as well. So I think the blue one looks nicer. But that being said, for this price, unbelievable bike. Unbelievable. I think this bike is an absolute steal for the money. I don't think you're going to find anything better. It's basically a big boy bike for 125 money, and that for me is, well, you just can't argue with it. Let's take you through a couple of the things that I really do like. Firstly, the exhaust. I think it sounds absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I'm just going to move the microphone down so you can appreciate it fully. It's got a nice little growl to it. We're talking £3,500. Or if you were to finance this with a Royal Enfield dealer, most of the deals are something crazy like £200 deposit and £70 a month, which for me is an absolute steal. Riding around in a brand new motorbike for £70 a month, and at the end of your term it's all yours as well, so it's not got a lump sum at the end of it. So if you're interested, pop into your local Royal Enfield dealer, because yeah, it's an absolute bargain, this bike. I've already mentioned the exhaust for me is really, really nice. Makes a lovely sound. Styling wise, it's just a long black pipe, so it's not particularly beautiful, let's say, but it sounds well and it does the job. And don't forget, I keep mentioning the price, because with this bike we've got to keep coming back to the price. The actual price of this bike is just blowing me away. And look at that. It's a real motorbike. It's just beautiful. It is very retro looking. It's a nice seated position, as I shall show you now. So you can see feet are forward, but they're not outstretched like you would get on a typical cruiser, like your Harley Davidsons, your Indians, even the Vulcan S, I had to be fair. The seating position, it is nice and comfortable. Goes without saying, you can see how thick this seat is and how thick the padding is. It is a really, really comfortable place to be. Now you can see we have got a single disc at the front, and I believe a single disc at the back as well. Yes, it is. It does stop the bike really well. It's quite a light motorbike, with it only being a 350cc, so it doesn't need to have the braking power that you would see on a bigger bike, because it's not as heavy. And these foot pegs are very substantial as well. I don't think the camera does it justice. They are proper chunky. Yeah, it really does amaze me that they can put one of these on the market at the price that they have, because I just can't see them making any money on them, because they appear to be very well made, nicely styled. I do love these classic touches as well. And this, for me, a lot of people I've seen really do like the way they've styled the rear light. I do too, but I do think it's a little bit big. I think if that was reduced a little bit, it would look a lot more stylish. But it's still very good. Again, for the price point, you just cannot complain. It does come with a side stand, but it does also have a centre stand as well, which is good. Again, it's just an extra that a lot of the big bikes you've got to pay more money for, whereas this, it's a standard. This is something that I'll show you a bit more during the test ride itself, but the gear, I am struggling to get my foot underneath that, so I am having to use the heel shifter to do my up gears. It's taking a bit of time to get used to, so I'm a bit jerky with the gears at the minute, but I'll get there, because it's just, it is what it is. And another nice little feature on this bike, again, comes as standard, so it's another shock for me really at this price point. But what we've got is a sat nav. So it's this thing here, connects to your phone, so it doesn't work like a normal sat nav. You've not got pictures of roads and things like that on there, but it does connect to your phone, and it does tell you to turn left, right, straight on, all that stuff. So if I can, during the test ride, I'll set that up so you can have a look at that as well. But again, that comes as standard, this bike. So for this price, phenomenal. The speedo, as you can see, nice classic dials around the outside, all the way up to 120 mile an hour. Truth be told, you'll be lucky to get anything over 75. We've got your fuel gauge, always nice to have one of those on the bike. We've got your time, we've got the mileometer, how many miles we've done, and we've got a gear indicator. That will do us for the walk round. Stay tuned for the test ride.
You tell me what you think as per. It's a nice little bike. There's got a few quirky bits with it, and a few things I'm finding annoying, not to mention this loose little mirror we've got here. The actual seat comfort is very nice. I do like how comfortable it is. The seat's very well padded, and I can't complain as far as comfort goes. The dials that we went over on the walk round, again, it's got everything that you need on there. I'm not going to go over it again because we've already done that. The problem I've got with this bike so far is with the boots I've got on now, I can't actually get my foot under to lift the gear up the conventional way, so that's quite frustrating. So because of that, what I'm having to do now is I'm having to use the heel shifter to go up my gears, and because I've never done that before, it's all a little bit jerky. So it's a bit frustrating, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. So it's not the end of the world, it's just a bit of an annoyance at the minute. I'll get used to it, I suppose. It does sound good though for a bike at this price. To be fair, I can nitpick at little things, you know, little things that I would prefer and little things that I think should be changed or whatever, but ultimately the price of this bike is phenomenal. And it really, really is. It's a big boy bike for a little boy price. I've pulled in here to try and connect the app to the sat-nav with absolutely no success whatsoever. So I have given up. It has turned into a gorgeous day, albeit it's a bit nippy. It's actually a really nice sunny day. I'm really disappointed. I can't believe the sat-nav didn't work. Unfortunately, I had to cut the test drive there because I was having camera problems. so I didn't have any more usable footage, so apologies for that. But things I've actually learned with that bike that you didn't see because of my camera issues. I did a brake test on the bike. Front brake was all right. It felt a bit spongy, but it did stop the bike. The rear brake felt really sharp. It felt really good. One of the best back brakes I've used, to be fair, so that was good. I've mentioned during the walk round and on the little bit of test ride footage that I had that you have to keep going on about the price for this bike because it's unbelievably cheap. Premium motorbike, but you wouldn't think so with the price. The price is good. It's got a few issues, but it wouldn't be perfect for that price. And, you know, it is what it is. It's a £3.5 grand motorbike. If this bike was £5,000, I think I'd still be saying it was a good motorbike. So the fact that it is only 3.5 just makes it better. And you can forgive the odd little issue with it because it is just so good value for money. How many of you have actually gone out and bought one of these bikes? That's something that always interests me when I go on one of these test rides. Just how many people have taken the plunge and bought them. So give us a comment below. Let me know if you've bought one and how you're finding it. In particular, are you dealing with that heel shifter, which just doesn't agree with me whatsoever? It just doesn't. If you've bought the bike, if you have had the same issue as what I've had with the heel shifter, let me know. And if you've bought it and got used to it, or you bought it and just loved the heel shifter, because I'm sure there's some of you out there that like that kind of gear changing on the bike. It's not for me. I've 20 odd years of riding motorbikes now, and to try and change gears a completely different way, it just didn't feel right for me. Sorry. But everything else about that bike is so comfortable. So for now, it's bye from me. Thanks for coming. I'll end the video with a little whiz around the bike again if you're interested. If you're not, don't forget to just hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one. Laters.